in the past 2 years, we have been seeing an influx of incredibly powerful e-bikes. We are finally seeing 60-volt batteries paired with ultra powerful motors sprinkled by massive controllers. For people who are looking for the most power and performance around the $2,000 price range, then this is the video for you. But before we dive in, let's roll the intro! I've had the honor of recently receiving an e-bike that I've been following ever since their launch, the Wired Freedom 2024. And recently, another e-bike, another powerhouse of an e-bike just launched. So in this video, I'm going to be comparing the two of them. So the Wired Freedom 2024 versus the MotorGoat version 3. Now, there are some similarities between the two, but also a lot of differences. So in this video, I'm hoping to help you with your buying decision between these two powerhouses. So let's go on a ride. Guys, so let me tell you about the similarities first. Okay, so they both have very large motors that peak in the 2,000 watt range, with the Wire peaking at 2,400 and the Goat peaking at around 2,600. They both are around the same price range of $2,000 plus. They both have massive 60-volt batteries. They both have huge torques, and they both have dual suspensions. Alright guys, now let me tell you about the differences, okay? So the motor on the Wired, it's a 1,500 watt nominal that peaks at 2,400 watts. This is a hang-tight motor, and it's a hybrid of steel and nylon gears, which will provide you with great durability and very good heat dissipation. Now on the MotorGoat, it's a direct drive motor, and it's a 2,000 watt nominal, and it peaks at 2,600 watts. Now direct drives are known for being very just like high-speed motors, but with less torque. Okay, this is a geared motor too. Now the torque. Okay, so in the Wired, it's 138 newton meters, while on the Goat, it's 110 newton meters. And like I said, the hub motors, like on the Wired, they're going to have more torque than a direct drive, and this is why this is the case. Now, top speed. On the Wired, it's 40 miles an hour, while on the Goat, it's 43 miles an hour. Brakes. On the Wired, they're Tetra-hydraulic with 180 millimeter rotors, while on the MotorGoat, they are Rum-Glum 4-piston hydraulic brakes. Now, tires. On the Wired, they are 26-inch by 4-inch tires, while on the Goat, they are 20-inch Innova by 4.5 inches, and they are mag wheels. Very nice. The weight, the weight with the battery on the Wired is 88 pounds, while on the Goat it's 138 pounds. Guys, don't quote me on this one, I'm not remembering. It might be a little bit less than that, because 138 seems a little too heavy, but it's definitely a lot heavier than the Wired. You know what, if memory serves correctly, it's 108 pounds on the MotorGoat. Then the battery. So on the Wired, it's a Samsung 60 volt 20 ampere hour battery, while on the Goat it's an unbranded 60 volt 25 ampere hour battery. The range On the wired, it's they have it listed at 60 miles on pedal assist 1, while on the goat they have it listed at 56 miles on PAS. Motors like on the wire, they're going to be more efficient than direct drive motors, and that's why even though the battery on the goat is bigger, you are going to be getting probably pretty similar range out of either of them. Okay, the controller on the wired, it's a KT 40 amp controller, while on the motor goat it's an unbranded 50 amp controller. Now the load capacity on the wired is 350 pounds, while on the motor goat you get 450 pounds. They both have integrated front and headlights. The goat does have, it has a horn. It has high and low beam. It has a security feature too. This is pretty loaded. Turn signals. It's pretty loaded like a motorcycle, and that's I'm going to my next difference is in the frame. So the wired is a complete bicycle look, while the motor goat is a motorcycle look. You even have that battery looking like a faux motor on the top of the frame. I'll show a picture here. And oh yeah, and then the chain ring on the wired, it's big. It's meant for pedaling at high speeds, 56 tooth, while on the goat is 43 tooth. And you know, you're really not going to be pedaling this one, so that's why I guess you're getting the smaller chain ring. And then the weight, I did double check. So like I said, on the wired it's 88 pounds, and on the motor goat it's 103 pounds. So not as heavy as I had thought, but it's still a pretty heavy e-bike. So let me break down all this information for you. So okay, the motor on the goat is bigger and more powerful because it has a 2000 watt nominal. Okay, then the motor on the wired, being a hang tie, it has a hybrid of steel and nylon gears. This being a hybrid, this with the steel gears, is going to make it more durable than other motors with nylon gears. Now the battery, okay, so it's on the wire it's a Samsung, so you're getting a branded battery on the wired, right? Samsung is really it's high end, 60 volt, 20 ampere hours, and I wouldn't be surprised if wired gives us a UL certification down the road. We'll see. And on the motor goat, they're using an unbranded battery, 60 volt, 25 ampere hour. Now, because a geared hub motor is more efficient than the direct drive, and being that the motor goat is, a good chunk heavier than the wired, that's what I'm thinking. You're going to be getting very similar range, even though the battery on the goat is bigger. Now the torque. So, okay, wired added a lot of windings into their motor, making it super torquey at 138 newton meters, while on the goat it's still pretty respectable, 110 newton meters. So the wired is going to be faster in the acceleration and for climbing hills. The controller on the wired is also branded. It's a KT, while on the Go it's an unbranded 50 amps. So, as you can see, so the most important components on an e-bike, which are the motor and the battery, they're all branded with the wired, but also they're going above and beyond The controller is also branded, and like most of their components are also branded. This is always my preference and recommendation for two things, right? Like you're talking about longevity, reliability, durability. You're gonna get this with your branded components, because let's say, knock on wood, of course, like the battery using the unbranded components, let's say they go out of business. If one of your components goes bad, you're not gonna have, you know, let's say you're like motor or something, so you're not gonna be able to go to the manufacturer, right? Because they're unbranded, they're like proprietary parts of that particular company. Anyways, I do like that the MotorGo is using branded Rum Glum 4-piston hydraulic brakes with massive 203 millimeter rotors. You know, with this powerful, fast and heavy e-bikes, the bigger the brakes, the better. Guys, these are two completely different e-bikes. In my opinion, they're not even in the same category. Like the Wired Freedom, it's an e-bike, and the MotorGo is a mini motorcycle. But I just see, you know, a lot of people comparing them, you know, YouTubers and stuff, and I can see why, because, you know, it's like the second e-bike, the MotorGo, to come into the market with a super powerful motor and a super massive 60-volt battery, same as the Wired, and also because they're around the same price range. So I think that's where the comparisons are coming, and I do hear a lot of people being torn between those two e-bikes, e-bike and motorcycle. So guys, in the end, it all comes down to personal preference. You know, if you just want the most powerful e-bike slash e-motorcycle, then yeah, like, you know, go for that. And you love the look. I hear a lot of people that love the look of the MotorGo, then that's the one, right? If you don't care about not pedaling, just because those bikes are just, they're not meant for pedaling, right? Like the saddle is really low, it's not adjustable. If you have long legs, like, yeah, you can forget about pedaling. So if you want that style of, you know, e-motorcycle, e-scrambler vehicle, then that's the one for you. But if you want to pass under the radar with a traditional looking electric bicycle, and you want to exercise, you want to pedal, then go for the Wired, right? You're probably, yeah, you're not going to be catching, you know, the same kind of attention. I really can see, like, if you're riding your MotorGo on bike paths, like getting a lot of dirty looks. I've experienced that with my Ariel X Class. Others like myself, besides, I love me some high-powered e-bikes. I also really value having name brand components, you know, for durability, reliability, and just peace of mind. You know, like if I'm buying an e-bike that's around the $1,000, you know, like, I don't know, like the MUKKPET, right? Like anywhere between $600 to $900, $1,000. I mean, granted, you're not gonna be getting name brand components for the most part. And then you know, it's just, maybe it's an e-bike you're just gonna have for a shorter amount of time. Maybe it's gonna require more trips to the mechanic, I don't know. But if I'm forking over $2,000, you know, anything over $1,500, you bet you I'm gonna want name brand components. And also, you know, so Wired is in this case, is the established brand. It's been in the market for at least 2 years with a great reputation, great customer service. And with the Goat Power Bikes, this is a brand new company. It's also American. And you know, it's like any new e-bike company, you don't know what kind of customer service you're going to be getting. You don't know if they're going to be sticking around. I mean, they came in with an impressive start. I've been hearing like really good things about them so far. You know, hopefully with time they will prove themselves. But yeah, those are all my points, guys. Like, I'm very curious. Please let me know down in the comments below which e-bike you would choose to get and why. I want to hear. Let's have a fun discussion. Yeah, I mean, I don't think with either bike you can go wrong as far as the fun factor. Definitely, that's the case. Now, the suspensions on the Wired are incredible, and they're also branded suspensions. I'm not sure. Okay, so again, I'll put it on the screen. I'm not sure. I think one YouTuber said that the rear suspension on the Motor Goat is branded. Yeah, we'll have to see about the quality of those suspensions too. But yeah, no, the Motor Goat looks like it's a very. I've been hearing this, okay, so from some of my viewers that have it, that it's a very solid bike, that it's able to. You know, to carry like heavy riders and go fast, that they feel safe on it. So yeah, I mean, so far getting positive feedback from the Motor Goat. Guys, yeah, let's continue this conversation down in the comments. Please, if this was helpful, if you enjoyed it, give me a like and a subscribe. It really helps my channel. And if you are interested in buying the Wired, I do have a referral link at no additional cost to you, but it really helps support the channel. And I do not have a referral link for the Motor Goat, but I know there are some discount codes out there for the Motor Goat. Guys, thank you so much for coming along to another one of my videos. I will be seeing you tomorrow, back for another video. Always remember, whatever you're doing, happy riding!